In the realm where shadows whisper and the unseen is feared, every corner hides a story untold. Welcome to Chilling Tales by TopThangs, where the line between the known and the unknown blurs. Whispers from the abyss. In the shadowed embrace of Haven Rock, where the sea's whispers melded with the cries of the gulls, Ethan's existence was transformed from the keeper of light to the harbinger of darkness. The artifact he unearthed, an obsidian prism cradled by ancient, barnacle-encrusted stone, became his obsession. Its surface, cold and slick to the touch, thrummed with a pulse not unlike a heartbeat, resonating with the ebb and flow of the tides. As Ethan's fingers brushed the relic, the whispers coalesced into a chorus of voices, ancient and alien, weaving tales of civilizations swallowed by the sea, of gods that slumbered in the deep, and of a power so vast it could rend the veil between worlds. Seduced by their promises, Ethan's actions unknowingly mirrored a ritual centuries old, a ceremony that had once drowned Haven Rock in a darkness so profound it was erased from memory, only to resurface like a ghost upon the waters. The rift Ethan opened became a maw, a gaping void that hungered for the essence of his world. The sea around Haven Rock churned with malice, its waters blackening, reflecting the starless expanse of the abyss beyond. Shadows moved beneath the waves, formless yet filled with intent, creeping into the town under the cover of night. The townspeople, once vibrant souls, became husks, their eyes empty of life, their voices joining the unending whisper of the abyss. Ethan, driven to madness by the voices, sought to close the rift, but found himself ensnared in a web of his own making. The artifact, once a beacon of curiosity, now shackled him to the lighthouse, its keeper in more than name alone. He was bound to the abyss, a sentinel over a gateway he could neither control nor comprehend. The horizon blurred, reality fracturing as Haven Rock and its inhabitants flickered in and out of existence, caught between the material world and the abyss. Ethan watched, helpless, as the town he loved, the people he knew, were consumed by the void, their existences erased as if they were mere figments of a forgotten dream. In his final moments of lucidity, Ethan understood the true horror of the abyss. It was not a place, but a state of being, a liminality where all that was, is, and could be converged into nothingness. The lighthouse, once a symbol of safety and guidance, became a monument to despair, its light casting shadows deep into the heart of the abyss, beckoning lost souls to their doom. As the last vestiges of Haven Rock succumbed to the whispers from the deep, Ethan's consciousness fragmented, his essence merging with the abyss. He became the whisper, an echo of regret and warning to those who would listen. The sea reclaimed Haven Rock, leaving behind no trace of the town or its lighthouse, only a legend whispered on the wind, a tale of a keeper who gazed too long into the abyss, and of the abyss that gazed back. The Shadow Gallery. In the heart of the shadowed gallery, where light dared not trespass, Adrian's legacy became an enigma wrapped in darkness. The manor, once a beacon of solitude and inspiration, transformed into a labyrinth of whispers and secrets, its walls pulsing with an unseen life force. The gallery, a sanctum of Adrian's making, held within it a collection of canvases that served as windows into realms where shadows reigned supreme, landscapes where the very air seemed to whisper with the voices of the damned. As months turned to years, the legend of Adrian and his shadow gallery grew, drawing the curious and the brave to the manor's desolate embrace. Among them was Eliza, a young art historian with a fascination for the macabre. Driven by rumors and tales of Adrian's work transcending the boundaries of the known world, she sought to uncover the truth behind the shadow gallery. Upon her arrival, Eliza was met with an eerie silence, the manor standing as a monument to desolation. Pushing past the threshold, she felt a palpable shift, as if crossing into a realm where the rules of reality no longer applied. The gallery awaited her, untouched by time, its air thick with anticipation. Eliza moved from one painting to the next, her torchlight a feeble defense against the encroaching darkness. Adrian's work was mesmerizing, each stroke of his brush a testament to his descent into madness. The landscapes twisted and turned upon themselves, and the figures, trapped in eternal torment, seemed to reach out, their whispers clawing at the edges of her mind. It was Adrian's final masterpiece, the self-portrait that held Eliza's gaze. In it, Adrian stood, not as a man, but as a nexus of shadows, his eyes pools of darkness that promised oblivion. As she stared, the shadows in the studio stirred, a cold wind whispering her name. The boundary between the canvas and the real world blurred, and Eliza found herself drawn into Adrian's gaze, the darkness enveloping her. When she awoke, Eliza was no longer in the studio, but within the canvas itself, the world around her a shadowed mirror of the manor. Adrian, or what remained of him, was there, his essence intertwined with the darkness. He spoke of the gallery not as a collection of paintings, but as a living entity, a being that fed on the souls of those who dared to gaze upon its works. Adrian had become part of it, his creativity and madness fueling its hunger. Eliza realized the horrifying truth. The shadow gallery was not a conduit for darkness, but a prison designed to capture the souls of those it ensnared. Adrian's obsession had doomed him to be both its guardian and its captive, his work an eternal lure for the unwary. Determined to escape, Eliza navigated the nightmare landscapes, each painting a puzzle that held the key to her freedom. With Adrian's whispered guidance, she uncovered the gallery's core, the original source of the darkness that had consumed the manor. It was a canvas, black as night, a void that hungered for light. Harnessing the knowledge she had gained, Eliza confronted the darkness, using her own life force as a beacon. The battle was harrowing, a dance on the edge of oblivion. But in the end, she succeeded in sealing the void, trapping the darkness once more within the bounds of the canvas. Eliza emerged from the shadow gallery changed, her eyes reflecting a depth of knowledge and sorrow that no light could dispel. The manor, its curse lifted, crumbled into dust, leaving behind no trace of the horrors it had contained. But the shadow gallery lives on in whispers, a cautionary tale of the price of obsession and the darkness that dwells within the heart of creation. Those who listen to the tales might feel a chill, a shadow passing over the sun, and remember that some doors, once opened, can never be closed. The final broadcast. In the dim glow of the radio station's control room, Miles hunched over the antiquated equipment, his voice a beacon in the night, threading through the static to reach the few who still dared to listen. The final broadcast was his magnum opus, a plea cast into the ether, hoping to alter the course of an imminent disaster. As he spoke, his words carried the weight of countless untold futures, each hanging in the balance. The device, a relic of times best forgotten, hummed with an otherworldly energy in the bowels of the abandoned military base. It was a monolith of wires and tubes, pulsing with a light that seemed to sync with the beating heart of the universe. Miles had uncovered its purpose, piecing together the fragments of a project that sought to breach the veil of time. But in doing so, he had awakened the interest of an entity that dwelled in the creases of existence, a consciousness that fed on the certainty of tomorrow's despair. This entity, known only through the cryptic whispers of the recordings, had no name, for to name it would be to confine it to the limits of human understanding. It was a shadow cast by the future, one that stretched back into the past, altering events with the subtlety of a poet and the precision of a surgeon. The final broadcast, Miles understood, was the keystone in an archway to apocalypse, a moment fixed in time that, if allowed to pass unchallenged, would cement a future of darkness. Armed with this knowledge, Miles's broadcast was not just a message but a spell, an incantation designed to unravel the tapestry of fate the entity sought to weave. He spoke of choices and chances, of the myriad paths that lay open before humanity, each a thread that could be followed to a different end. His voice, imbued with the desperation of one who has seen the abyss and seeks to turn away from its edge, was a call to arms, an invocation for those who would listen to stand in defiance of a preordained future. As the broadcast ended, the static that filled the airwaves carried a new note, a vibration that seemed to unsettle the very reality it permeated. The device, its purpose served, fell silent, its lights dimming as if exhaling a final breath. Miles, drained of strength but filled with a cautious hope, left the station, its corridors echoing with the ghosts of broadcasts past. The outcome of Miles's final message remains a mystery, shrouded in the static that blankets the airwaves. The station, abandoned, stands as a sentinel over a world teetering on the brink of countless potential futures. Some nights, when the air is thick with the promise of rain, those who listen closely to the white noise that fills the spaces between stations can hear the faintest echo of a voice, urging them to choose, to act, to defy the darkness that lurks in the morrow. And in the shadowed corners of the world, the entity waits, its attention fixed on a timeline fractured by the will of a single man. The battle for the future, silent and unseen, rages on, fought not with weapons, but with the choices made in the hearts of those who dare to dream of light in the face of encroaching darkness.